Hello, I'm here to talk about our introductory volleyball camp. What we've done this year for our fall camps, we divided them into two types of camps. One is introductory to volleyball, and the second one is advanced progressions to volleyball. The goal on our first camp, which is our introductory to volleyball camp, is to eliminate or reduce the development of bad habits. The first bad habit that we focus on is really movement, general movement on the court, from ready position, posture, primary footwork when passing into a secondary footwork, how you go from big steps to small steps. When it comes to volleying, we have a couple of issues that come up in terms of stiff hands when volleying or thumbs away. So we focus on correcting and improving on those conditions if they're there. Forearm passing, there's a couple of things that come into play there. The general discipline with the platform. So athletes that bend their arms, swing through. That's generally referred to as platform discipline. And then we have front loading, which is the footwork, and essentially your footwork while passing. So we focus on that as well. When it comes to arm swing mechanics, we see a lot of bad habits like dropping the shoulder, not following through, and the absence of rotation torque when hitting, so we work on that. And with your approaching, goofy-footed footwork, we isolate the approach and try and make that work. When it comes to serving, we will focus on the relationship between the arm swing and the serving. That is, what you do on the service line will affect the way you hit. So there's a relationship there in terms of long-term memory and short-term memory. So we go over that, and in terms of not following through and additional things, there's other components to the arm swing and the serve that we'll isolate. So we'll get going in a minute. I certainly hope you enjoy this video. Again, the goal here is to give you an overview of what you'll learn at our introductory to volleyball camp. Thank you. Hi, I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce Sam. Sam was one of our athletes last year, one of our 14s from our club team, and has excellent fundamentals, so I'm really glad she made it out today. She's going to go through some of the exercises that we would do in our introductory program. The first part of any camp or any practice training session is a warm-up, and in this case what we're going to do is an active warm-up, which is an athlete with the ball, and she's going to, in this case, go through a series of exercises against the wall, and this is just part of a potential warm-up at any of our camps. So right now she's going to go ahead and do some quick sets against the wall. Off she goes. And early on in our focus, we like the athletes to actually hold on to the ball a little bit and make sure that they bring their thumbs in. This is just a quick set, and it's really a wrist exercise more than anything else, so we don't like the elbows to move too much, and we like the ball at her forehead like she's doing. We like the right foot forward, and away she goes. So now she's going to pull back, and she's going to do some shoot sets. And again, the same thing is a bit of catching here, a bit of where am I playing this ball? It should be up at the forehead, not down at the chin, so some movement required to do that. And all of this to improve the contact with the ball. Now she's going to set a little bit higher, and it's the same idea where she has to move her feet, get to the ball, and she's going to catch and throw a bit. So these are exercises that we'll even do with some of our older athletes at times, and is a great basic exercise and warm-up for any of our sessions. In terms of forearm passing, she's now going to go into some forearm passing just against the wall. Again, this is normally we would do a lot more reps. The girls could be against the wall for upwards of 15 to 20 minutes. And what she's doing right now, which is really a challenge, is she's trying to pass relatively low to the wall. And she's actually at quite a far distance here, so this is a pretty advanced result and speaks to her skill. I'm going to ask Sam to bump these balls up a little bit higher. So I see this a lot in gyms where the girls are bumping balls up high, and inevitably when you bump balls high to your partner against the wall, what you're going to do is you're going to lean forward, and that's one of the common problems, one of the common bad habits that we see in volleyball, which is skateboarding stance. And so we're going to bring that down again. So that's why we focus on lower passes, a staggered stance, and it is more challenging, but it allows them to really develop a proper footwork, stance, and movement. I'm now going to ask her to just throw a ball. This is again part of a warm-up. She's just going to throw off the floor, on the wall. In this warm-up here, you can see that she has excellent weight transfer. She torques, she keeps her elbow up high, and she has good follow-through, which is all the fundamentals of throwing. So, one more, okay, come on in, Seth. So that's a standard warm-up, and as I said, we went through this quickly. This might take 15 to 20 minutes. We do make games out of some of these who can bump 30 in a row and whatnot. We don't like to be dull, but we like to keep things moving at a good pace, and this is what we call an active warm-up. Thank you. The second part of any training session is skill development. This is where we would more likely have our athletes and partners. Once again, I've got Sam here with me. She's going to demonstrate the progression from volleying to forearm passing and on from there with a partner. In this case, I'll just do the tossing to simplify the process. And I do want to emphasize that these drills are going to be going through very quickly. We do keep things going on a high pace, but normally they would certainly last longer than what we're going to do here. We're going to focus first on volleying, and what Sam's going to demonstrate is off her knees, is her window position where she sets her hands from. It's consistent, stays there. We go through a few sets of that. Then she's on her knees, on her feet rather. She starts moving. We add some movement to that, and we'll go into some forearm passing. Generally, we'll start with some movement when it comes to forearm passing, and we'll do that here and focus on some platform work at the secondary. So we're going to start right now with some volleying, and Sam's going to demonstrate her setting position with her hands up at her forehead, and that's what we're doing here is we're focusing on where the girls play the ball. So they're on their knees. What I like about Sam right now is that she's always moving her knees, which is what we want her to do at all the time with her feet. She's not just standing there, she's not locked in, she's always in movement. Actually, Sam's a setter, so that's great. Sam can stand up. And again, this is a beginner drill. We like our tosses to be in front of our setters, and we like our hands to go up quickly. And this is just a basic drill, tossing back and forth. Now we add some movement, so she's moving side to side. And we actually cover movement and how we like our athletes to move. We'll do that later here. Right now, primary focus is on hand position. We're going to go into some movement here with Sam demonstrating a little bit of side-to-side movement. What we do is we toss the ball, and she just has to move and get to the ball, and she's in a ready position, and then she lets the ball get here, and one more time. And over here now, she's going to face the wall. She's going to come back, and same thing, except that was a different toss, and over here, and over here. That's right. And we're going to turn around, we're going to do some forearm passing. Again, this is relatively low tosses to try and emphasize foot positioning. And now we're going to go side to side. Basic skill development progressions from volleying to forearm passing. We'll move on to some overhead, to some arm swing exercises and some blocking techniques. But these are some basic drills that we would do, and we hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.